Watching the sidecars warming up for their 10-lap race and picking out some of the interesting numbers. There's the champion last year, Stephen Galligan, who will be on the second row of the grid. A father and son combination. Not a very happy man, I'm afraid, though. Speaking to him just a few moments ago, he's rebuilt the engine on this outfit, and he feels that it may not last the race. So that'll be sad. Stephen Galligan and son David on the second row of the grid. Going on to pole position will be Phelim Owens and Herbie McHenry. Phelim with a brand new outfit, first time out this afternoon, a Yamaha 750cc engine. Then alongside him, Gerard Killoch and Mark Graham in number 7. And just looking at the outfits there as the passengers off these machines, and Brian Chute, that's one job in this world that I would not like.
Yes, and young Herbie McHenry has been brought into the passenger seat of the pole position man there. Number 9 of Phelim Owens, as Alan said, a brand new rig, and rigs we call them, and the chair, that's where the passenger sits, in the chair. And the passenger, very, very important man in this, because a very, very tight circuit indeed, Mondello Park, lots of left-hand and right-hand sweeps, and it is the passenger, the brave man that's in the chair, that has to keep that all-important third wheel on the ground. That gives the traction. Driven, most of them 750cc Yamahas, but a few big ones in there. Galligan's using an 1100cc Suzuki. That's our pole position man, number 9 Phelim Owens, 750cc Yamaha. And beside him on the grid, number 7, the Killochs there, they have a 750cc Yamaha, but the Galligans, the champions from last year, all of 1100cc's in the Suzuki, and we have a few 1100cc Kawasaki's there forming up the grid. And again, the passenger, all important, has to push. They got to push these machines to get a start, so it's a push start. Everybody there getting into position, 2x2 grid. There are 9 rows of the grid, 18 starters in all at the moment. A
little bit of confusion there, obviously, on the grid. The Leinster Motor Club officials trying to sort things out. You see number 3, James Killoch, with Sam Moore as his passenger. He's from Dundrod, as indeed is Gerard Killoch, who's on the front row of the grid. 2 brothers again. Great family affairs in this sidecar racing. Number 11, it's Eric Cones from the Isle of Man, who's seems to be being pushed back a row. And he's got his 700cc Yamaha with Graham Wellington alongside him. Number 3, we're just picking out there, James Killoch. He's the 3rd fastest. Number 3 there. Sorry, no, he's way down the grid, surprisingly, James Killoch. Push starting some of the outfits. Number 21, that's James Thompson and David Abbott in their 900 Kawasaki. He's from Carlow. Number 23 we see, that's Robbie Foley and Des Corway in the Kawasaki 1000cc from Selbridge local outfit. 25 is Brian Rogers and Malachi Rogers from Craigavon. But here the top man up at the front, and a very famous sidecar family. Phelim Owens on a good start there. But in fact, it's number 7 who makes the break, Gerard Killoch and Mark Graham, and the Yamaha, who lead going down into the first corner. No, they're swallowed up by number 6. That's Ian Duff.
A superb start from Ian Duff from the 3rd row of the grid. A lot of wheel spin from our pole position man. You saw all that smoke. He just blew it there on the start. That's the other man, number 7 from the front row, but number 9 swallowed up there from the 2nd and 3rd rows. He's in 2nd position at the moment. That's number 7, Killoch and Mark Graham in the 750 Yamaha. But look at this that's going on up front. Now watch the passenger work in the chair, coming into a long left-hand sweep. He's got to really be at his work there, and he's got to change position just about now to get back onto that back wheel to go through the right-hander to make the way up the hill. And the battle there, number 6, Duff, a superb start. And you can see in the background number 7, and right down there in the yellow machine, just coming over the hill, that's our pole position man, who were very, very confident indeed. In the 2nd place there, Kennedy and McKibben in the 1000cc Suzuki. And these 2 pulling out at the moment. In fact, number 5, Kennedy, has just nipped into the lead, and up into 4th place is Rod Bellis and Jeff Knight in yet another 750 Yamaha.
So moments of glory there for the local combination of Ian Duff and Jim Bradley, who as they almost led for a lap, but now it's Andy Kennedy from Newton Ards, who's out there front of a tremendous guy. So there's a danger man, Gerard Killock, number 7 in the third of those outfits. Number 4, another danger man, Rod Bellis from England, with Jeff Knight doing passenger.
And Andy Kennedy came up from the 4th row of the grid and had a superb start and just nipped into the lead there as they crossed the line, just jumping ahead of Ian Duff. And look at them at their work at the moment, and he's actually pulling out a lead, and you can see the bat in the background. Number 9 there, our pole position man, trying to make up for that lost ground with a wheel spin, and he's right on the tail of number 7, but there's no doubt about who our leader is. A lot of dust being kicked up there. So number 5, our leader, Andy Kennedy, with David McKibben in the chair as they make their way down to Ersel, a tight hairpin back onto the driving wheel. The passengers, you can see, taking the long way round there, number 7, and they just squeeze through there into the left-hander. 4th there, Rod Bellis, being chased now by our pole position man. That's young McHenry working hard in the chair there. Phelan Holmes in charge of that rig, number 9.
And really quite a confused situation after 2 laps. Number 5 in the lead for 4, 6, 9, 7 and 11. But this is certainly one of the danger men. From England, Rod Bellis. It's a 750cc Yamaha engine. It's a very quick combination indeed, and by some of the experts here today, he's been tipped as a possible winner. And undoubtedly these two now, Phelan, who had that terrible start, has probably made up more places than anyone, up in 3rd place now, now coming up to challenge Rod Bellis, as we feel Ian Duff is enjoying a few moments of glory. But here we are, this is the battle for 2nd place. Rod Bellis under extreme pressure now from Phelan Owens.
Yes, a good recovery there from Phelan Owens, going into the first corner. He was actually 11th on the grid. But there's our race leader, Andy Kennedy and David McKibben. They're holding that lead at the moment, and the battle behind is for that 2nd place. A back marker there being lapped, ignore him. But number 5 is your leader at the moment. They're followed by the rig of number 4, Rod Bellis, who is under this pressure from Phelan Owens. Having a look at the outside, look at young McHenry working away in the chair there. Both passengers diving onto that back driving wheel, losing out a little bit through the right-hander. And look at this.
Andy Kennedy telling me he had an absolutely standard but new 1000cc Suzuki engine in his outfit, coming under real pressure now from Bellis. Bellis surely lining up to try and take the inside line as they come down the straight this time. And number 9 there, the pole man, Philip Owens, right in there with the possibility. So this is 1st, 2nd and 3rd. Superb sidecar racing. They're on their 5th lap of a 10-lap race.
Like 3 ballet dancers, the passengers, they're waltzing together, and again Owens has moved up there into 2nd place, just nipped by Rod Bellis there as they came through Castle. So the pole position man catching a back mark again, back up into 2nd place at the moment. Look how close the passenger is to the ground there as they just nip by one of the back markers. With the danger man now, our pole position rig of Phelan Owens, the new 750cc Yamaha. That was also a man from the front row of the grid, and he's got into the lead. We have a new leader, number 9, Phelan Owens, the pole position man with Herbie McHenry, are now leading this.
Now, this is just what Rod Bellis didn't want. He's got that other combination between him and the leader. He's surely the danger man. He's going to try and challenge Andy Kennedy as they come down into Ersel this time, but I don't think he's close enough. Andy Kennedy's still in 2nd place and hanging on well to Phelan Owens. And look at that for athletic ability. That is one job I certainly wouldn't like, with my backside of my leathers just skimming over the ground at well over 140 miles an hour.
And it was just there that Owens got by into that lead, but no, Bellis could do nothing about it. Doesn't seem to have the power in a straight line. At the moment, it's still Kennedy holding on to that 2nd place, but all the time, Bellis having a look at the outside here, but it would be a long way with a sidecar outfit to do that maneuver. What closes up a lot under braking and then just seems to lose out on acceleration. But there's our race leader. Young McHenry in over that back wheel as they go into this tight hairpin. And there is the battle for 2nd place between number 5.
Leader pulling away now a little bit. Rob Bellis in third place, who is not a stranger to Mondello. He was second here last year, having great difficulty getting to try and get past Andy Kennedy, the lorry driver from Newton Ards. There's Bellis with his passenger Jeff Knight. And the race leader beginning to pull away with 4 laps to go. Number 9, Phelim Owens, Herbie McHenry of the famous Fuel Merchant Company, and a very famous sidecar family they are, because Phelim Owens' father has raced, his uncle has raced in both solo and sidecars.
Yes, and remember that number 9, our leader at the moment, was in 11th place at the end of the first lap, so you can see the ground he's made up. He's worked his way up through the regs. He's coming up to a back marker here, still using that quick line back marker, keeping out of the way there as he sweeps out of the hairpin there. The passenger will get tucked into the chair to get maximum thumb up from the passenger. Knows what they're at. They're in control of the race. The passenger looking over his shoulder there to see what's happening, and as they begin to work on that back wheel again. Unfortunately, Bellis just doesn't seem to have the legs here to get in touch with Kennedy, and all the time Phelim Owens and McHenry are pulling away in the distance.
And what a partnership this is between driver and passenger. It really is a total mutual trust game, and you can see Bellis's passenger very athletic indeed. He seems to get out at much more of an angle than some of the other runners. Andy Kennedy now with David McKibben aboard, pulling away a little bit, and they're really leaving the next 2 combinations behind were back markers. And then we had number 7 Gerard Killock and Mark Graham in 4th place.
Yes, and a pole position man back where he wanted to be. As you remember, he's a lot of wheel spin, not just getting the grip on the line. Has moved from 11 now to 1st place, and from the 2nd row to get in there side by side, and it looks as if Bellis has caught Kennedy napping going up the hill. Is Kennedy in trouble? No, Bellis just sweeps into 2nd place now. At this stage, he will need to turn up the turbo if he's going to have to do anything about Phelim Owens, number 9, who's way out there in the lead, but he's got by Kennedy. Made it look very simple that lap, possibly a problem with this rig. It seems to be slowing. It is. Bellis really pulling away on the 3rd place man. And these 3, an amazing gap they have pulled out with 2 laps to go. And there is our leader.
And interesting enough, it's the 750 Yamaha CC powered outfits that are 1st and 2nd place, as opposed to Andy Kennedy, who's got a 1000 cc Suzuki, but possibly not in such high tune. So, Phelim Owens coming up into Barham. There you can see it's quite, and I think that's Kennedy, is it? No, that's a back marker. Kennedy's still in 3rd place. Back marker pulling off, and we're losing the outfits like flies around the course. You can see a band of outfits everywhere. The first 3 are really in a class of their own on the last lap then, as they come down into Airsell for the last time. And really the buffeting that the passenger gets as they go round this course. He kept the cool after their bad start. They took the time to get through the back markers, and now they have it in the bag if they can just keep it on the island for the next 3 or 4 corners.
You can see the passenger McHenry really working there as they pull out. I know they're on their last lap, but there's still a lot of sweeps to go before that checkered flag, and this is one of the longest ones through that long left-hander there at Subaru. And this quick change to take the 2nd part of the S's, one hand missing on that grip, and we might lose McHenry, but no, everything's saved through, back on that back wheel, and in the background there you can see that Bellis hasn't given up all the way to the flag, with Jeff Knight, his passenger, really working hard.
Phelim Owens comes to take the checkered flag on the first time out in his new outfit. In 2nd place, number 4, Rob Bellis. 3rd, a tremendous strive by Andy Kennedy there with David McKibben as passenger, and really those 3 in an absolute class of their own.